There is a bird at your feeder right now that is lying to you, on purpose. It can copy the scream of a hawk so perfectly that every other bird scatters in terror, and then it drops down and takes the food for itself. It fools the cardinals. It fools the sparrows. Last time we met the crow, the one bird smart enough to see through almost anything. This bird fools the crow too. This is not a story. This is the blue jay, and it is the most talented con artist in your backyard. Most people think of the blue jay as just a loud, pretty blue bird that hogs the feeder, but the truth is stranger. Behind all that noise is a mind so sharp that scientists put it in the same family as crows and ravens, some of the smartest animals alive. In this video, we're going through 7 tricks a blue jay is running in your backyard right now, what each one really means, and the one secret at the end that will completely change how you see this bird. Subscribe before you go, because after this, you will never hear a blue jay the same way again. And stay all the way to number 7, because it's the one that turns this whole story upside down. The con artist has a secret, and it might be the most important thing any bird does in your yard. Trick 1 is the con it's famous for. The blue jay can imitate the call of a hawk, usually the red-shouldered hawk, and it is scary good at it. Here's what it looks like in your yard. Your feeder is busy, chickadees, finches, sparrows, all feeding. Then a blue jay lands nearby and lets out a sharp, rising hawk scream. In half a second, the feeder is empty. Every small bird has dived for cover, and the blue jay hops onto the feeder alone and eats in peace. It feels obvious. The jay cried hawk to clear the table, and there is at least one recorded case of a jay using a hawk call to scare another bird into dropping its food, which the jay then stole. But here is where you have to be honest, because the science is. Researchers who studied this behavior across hundreds of cases found something strange. Blue jays make hawk calls in every season. They make them when no other birds are around. They make them when they are completely alone. So the truth is, no one has proven the jay is lying on purpose to steal food. It might be. It might just be part of how it talks. Either way, the effect is real. When a blue jay screams like a hawk, your whole yard believes it, including you. So next time you hear a hawk in your backyard and see nothing, look for a flash of blue. You may have just been fooled by a songbird. Trick 2 is where it gets weird. The hawk is just one of its voices. The blue jay is a vocal forger. It doesn't only copy the red-shouldered hawk. Birders have recorded blue jays imitating red-tailed hawks, Cooper's hawks, and sounds that have nothing to do with birds at all. Cats, squeaky gates, human whistles. And here's the twist that ties this whole series together. The blue jay can also imitate the American crow, the bird we spent all of last video decoding. Think about that. This one bird carries a whole library of stolen voices in its throat, and it can pull out whichever one it needs. We still don't fully understand why it collects all these sounds. But one thing is clear, this is not a bird making noise by accident. That noise has a job. Trick 3 is the one you complain about. The blue jay is the bully of the backyard. When a blue jay wants your feeder, it takes it. It uses its size and its loud calls to shove smaller birds out of the way, then claims the best seeds and nuts. Researchers who study feeder pecking orders found that a lot of who wins simply comes down to size, and the jay is one of the biggest birds showing up. The chickadees, finches, and sparrows mostly wait their turn. But here is what most people get wrong. This isn't cruelty. It's strategy. The blue jay has a reputation as a nest robber, a bird that eats other birds' eggs and chicks. So the Cornell lab of ornithology looked inside thousands of blue jay stomachs to check. What they found flips the story. Only about 1% of jays had any trace of eggs or birds inside them. The vast majority of their diet is acorns, nuts, insects, and grain. The backyard villain barely touches other birds. So the jay isn't mean. It's a big, bold bird protecting its food and its family in a dangerous world. And to do that, it helps to be clever, which is exactly what it is. Trick 4 is the reason none of this is an accident. The blue jay is a genius. It belongs to a family of birds called Corvids, the same family as crows and ravens. Many scientists rank corvids among the smartest animals on the entire planet, closer to apes than to the little birds sharing the feeder. And the blue jay shows it. In one experiment, blue jays learned which foods were safe to eat just by watching other jays through the bars of a cage. They didn't taste anything. They didn't experiment. They watched a neighbor, learned the lesson, and copied it. That is called social learning, and very few animals on Earth can do it. This is a bird that plans ahead, remembers, and reads the behavior of everything around it, including you. So when a blue jay screams like a hawk and clears your feeder, remember you are not watching a dumb bird make random noise. You are watching one of the most intelligent animals in North America, working the room. But here is the part that will surprise you. This same clever, noisy con artist is also the reason the other birds in your yard survive. Trick 5 is the double life. The liar is also the guardian. Those same loud calls that annoy you can save lives. The blue jay is often called the sentinel of the forest. When a real hawk, or an owl, or a cat appears, the blue jay is usually the first to see it and the first to sound the alarm. Its harsh scream rings out, and every bird within earshot, chickadees, cardinals, sparrows, takes cover. They are not just protecting the jay, they accidentally protect the entire yard. And the jay does more than warn. Just like the crow we met last time, blue jays gang up on predators. They form loud, aggressive mobs and drive hawks and owls right out of the area, screaming the predator's location the whole time so everyone knows where the danger is. So the same bird that fakes a hawk to steal a peanut will risk its life to chase a real hawk out of your yard. It lies when it's hungry. It tells the truth when it matters. That is a far more complicated animal than a bully. And here is where it gets genuinely mysterious, because there is one thing about the blue jay that scientists still cannot explain. Trick 6 is a secret the blue jay keeps even from science. You would think that after centuries of watching such a common bird, we would have it figured out. We don't. The blue jay is what scientists call a partial migrant. Some blue jays fly hundreds of miles south for the winter, gathering into huge daytime flocks along the Great Lakes and the Atlantic coast. Others stay in the exact same yard all year. And here's the strange part. No one can predict which. The Cornell lab admits that even after all this study, we still can't say whether a particular blue jay will leave or stay in any given year. The same bird might migrate one winter and then stay put the next. We don't even know for sure whether the ones that leave are mostly young birds. So the blue jay outside your window right now, you genuinely don't know if it will be here next winter or 1,000 miles away. Even the scientists don't. It keeps that secret to itself. But the biggest secret of all is trick number 7. It's the one that turns the con artist into a hero. Trick 7. The loud, lying, feeder-stealing blue jay might quietly be one of the most important birds on the entire continent. Remember all those acorns it grabs from your yard? It isn't just eating them. A single blue jay can bury up to 5,000 acorns in a single autumn, hiding them one by one across the landscape to dig up later in winter. But it doesn't dig up all of them. It only finds and eats about 1 in 4. The rest, the forgotten ones, they sprout. Every year, a single blue jay plants thousands of oak trees without ever meaning to. Now scale that up. The Cornell Lab of Ornithology credits blue jays with helping oak forests spread north across the continent after the last ice age, chasing the melting glaciers, one buried acorn at a time. Whole forests, planted by a bird you thought was just a noisy thief. And it is picky too. A blue jay can tell a healthy acorn from a rotten one, and it can even sense which nuts have been hollowed out by beetles, leaving those behind. It plants the good ones. So look at that blue jay again. It fakes hawks. It bullies your feeder. It steals when it can. And it has also, quietly, been planting the trees that shelter every other bird in this video. The con artist is a gardener, maybe the most important one in your yard. But if you think faking a hawk is a bold move, wait until you meet the bird that runs the ultimate con. There is a bird in your backyard that never builds a nest, not one. Instead, it sneaks its own eggs into the nests of other birds and tricks them into raising its babies as their own. The real parents never even know. Next time, we'll meet the backyard con that makes the blue jay look honest. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Tell me in the comments. Have you ever been fooled by a blue jay doing its hawk impression? That moment you looked up for a hawk that was never there? I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one.